Hey lovies, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Extreme Tarot, where we do moon readings, pick a cards, and zodiac readings. Today we're doing a zodiac reading for the sign of Cancer, a look into what's going on in your no contact love situation. So we have a card that I pre-shuffled. It's the antimony card, the gray wolf it's also referred to as. I also shuffled a song for you, and it was Insensitive by Jan Arden. A little bop from the 90s. Love it. But anyway, between that card, well, this card and that song, maybe things are kind of like not going the best right now. The dynamic between you could be a little confusing at the least, and like maybe even hurtful. Or this card talks about corrosion, and in the context of like a romantic reading, a love reading, it's making me think that, like, you know, your actions are like emotion. I'm going to say emotions here, especially with the insensitive song. Again, that kind of brings to mind emotional, you know, issues and things like that. So I think the emotions in this situation are kind of corroding, I guess, the connection right now, maybe causing a little pullback or something like that. But let's get the rest of the cards for this top portion. I'm going to do your person side here and your side here. You can feel free to fast forward during this part. I'm just going to get a couple cards and we will go from there. So for Cancer's person, what is their overall vibe towards Cancer? Freedom. There is nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. And for Cancer themselves, what? Oh, okay. It says, look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. Okay. And the bottom of the deck is, if you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway to the soul. Okay. And, oh, so maybe that's saying, like, the thoughts are, like, corroding the emotions or something like that, because, maybe it's, like, the true, you know, feelings are there between you guys, but, like, I don't know, like, whatever intrusive thoughts you're having or your person is having are kind of, like, gunking up the works. But let's just get a few more. So for Cancer's person, what is their overall vibe towards the connection? We have the 11th house. Oh, look, freedom in reverse. Like, this says freedom, but it's on the upside down. But anyway, for humanity's sake, your hopes and wishes, do it for the future. And what's Mercury on the bottom of the deck? The awareness, many thoughts, many words. Okay, many thoughts. Like, again, like, I feel like it's like the path is clear if you want it to be, but it's like maybe the thoughts are kind of like stopping your person from sort of like exploring this and going down the path in the first place. And what about for you guys, Cancer? What's your, okay, we have the South Node. Remember, reconsider, now is not the time to. And then it says trouble, anxiety, there will not be. I feel like almost for you guys, you're trying to like, almost not, I don't want to say like toxic positivity, but it's like you're trying to ignore your anxieties. You're trying to deny that there's any trouble. You're trying to really just maybe like believe in this connection, or just be like, you know what, now's not the time. That's what it says. Now is not the time to, like, now's not the time. Almost like you're relieved that you don't have to like move forward with this or something, because maybe like it is scary for you as well. Like, even though you have like this love as deep as the ocean here, it's also, you know, kind of having a love like that is scary. It forces you to open up and like be vulnerable and things like that. And maybe it's almost like a relief to not have to do that, even though I think it's disappointing and you do want it. But at the same time, maybe it's almost like, like I can just, like, nothing really has to change. Because with the South Node, it's like you want to move out of your South Node into like your North Node, and sort of, it's almost like you're like, I'll just stay in my South Node, like, if that makes sense. Like, I'll stay in my comfort zone. I don't want to like leave my comfort zone or something like that. Like, I'll just like love you from afar. Okay. something like that. And on the bottom of the deck, we have Scorpio energy, purification to resurrect, the secrets of, resulting from the power of, it says. But again, with Scorpio, it's like that deep love, that deep emotion coming through. So, I mean, definitely there's feelings here. Let's just get, like, if you both were to get advice, what would you both need to hear right now? For your person, what advice would they most need right now, Cancer? That's 2 or more. Oh, that was like 3 that came through. Let's just get 1, please. For Cancer, what advice would Cancer's person, what advice would they most need right now? For Cancer's person. For Cancer's person. My gosh. For Cancer's person, what advice do they most need right now? Forget about trying to trust others again. Learn to trust yourself and you'll never have to worry. Okay. And for you guys, everything you went through was to illuminate the right and wrong way to do things. So again, I'm almost getting that you're trying to really like see the benefit. And it says, regardless of how filthy your past is, your future is still spotless. So this is the advice that you would need. I feel like you're almost like maybe beating yourself up. Maybe you feel like, oh, because with that song, Insensitive, like, it's like just her asking a bunch of questions. Like, how do you, I don't know, how do you cool your lips? It's a little corny, but I love that song. How do you cool your lips after a summer's kiss? Like, how do you, basically, like, how do you forget someone that you have such strong feelings for? Like, it's like, how do you free your soul after you found a friend? And then it's like, she's talking about, so it's like, I really should have known by the time you drove me home, the vagueness in your eyes, your casual goodbyes, the chill in your embrace, the expression on your face, that told me maybe you might have some advice to give on how to be insensitive. Like, where it's like, again, like we're seeing like really deep feelings here. Like for you guys, look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. And it's almost like your person's coming through in this energy of like freedom, which is, now that I'm looking at this, it's almost like, and this says freedom too in reverse, where they're almost like maybe just wanting to keep their freedom here. Or like you're perceiving maybe their energy as like like being free, and like, how are you just free from the intensity of this connection? Like, I want to know, like, maybe you would say that, like, how do you just like, you know, kind of go about your life and not even feel this like the way I'm feeling it? And it's not even like there is like a tinge of bitterness to this, but it's also like, which maybe could be what that corrosive energy is, but I also feel like you're not acknowledging it. Like, it's almost like you keep wanting to maybe be protective of this connection, and you feel that like any like bitter emotions would sort of serve to, I don't know, like stain like the purity like of this connection or something like that. Like, and it's like, I feel that instead you always search for a lesson. Everything you went through was to illuminate the right and wrong way to do things. I feel like you take a lot of responsibility for this connection, and possibly maybe feel like, oh, I feel like you guys like really think that this is like your fault or something like that. Or like, maybe if you don't actually think that, it's like you feel that something inside of you almost like caused this, or like you weren't good enough, like something like that, where it's like, maybe you feel like, oh, like I feel this love, but this person's like free, like they don't feel it. And it's because of like of me, like it's just because of, you know, like I did something either to like turn them off, or like I'm just not good enough for them to love me in the first place, or something like that. Regardless of how filthy your past is, your future is still spotless. I feel like you're trying to like tell yourself like, I'll still have like a happy life, or like I'll still, you know, meet somebody else maybe one day or something like that. But it's like, first I have to figure out how to turn off like the intensity like of this deep love, which I don't even know if I can. I feel like you're trying to almost like comfort yourself, like I'll be okay, like I'll figure out, you know, how to get by and I'll have a happy life. Like, yeah, I've had this pain now, but like my future is still like a blank slate and I can sort of like, you know, maybe turn things around for myself or something like that. I don't know. And as for your person here, forget about trying to trust others again, learn to trust yourself. It's like the advice that they maybe need is, well, that's what their advice is. Forget about trying to trust others again, learn to trust yourself and you'll never have to worry. And then the freedom, it's like, I mean, obviously they don't trust themselves. They don't maybe think that, it's almost like they don't believe in their own dreams, your hopes and wishes, and then there is nothing stopping you. The path is clear. So it's like maybe this is like a dream and a wish for your person as well here, but like they're stopping themselves, and maybe they're having some issues where maybe they really are wanting to like see if they can trust you or something like that. And they're like some of their fears and things are coming up because like I feel like hope, your hopes, and then like the opposite of hope is kind of like a fear, like so it's almost like I'm getting the fear where they almost like are, I don't know, like they're taking a positive situation and almost like putting a negative spin on it. And I think spirit is coming through, like, you know, what they most need to know is that if their heart is telling them that they can trust you, they need to like, not they need to honor that, but like they can trust that, like they can, if they can learn to trust that intuition in themselves, like that sort of like, oh, like the reason I feel this way for this person maybe is because they are trustworthy, but it's like your person has a tough time even thinking that maybe that the path is clear if you want it to be, just like it's just a pipe dream and it'll never really pan out or something like that. They're kind of have like a pessimistic view of the connection right now. So let's look deeper into them and see, like, dive deeper into their thoughts, feelings, and emotions right now. So let me get that deck that I need. It's right here. Okay. We're going to get a few each. Again, please feel free to fast forward. I'm going to try not to talk until I have all the cards out. It's going to take me like a couple minutes. So feel free to press that fast forward button. Unless you like to watch this part. I like the sound of shuffling sometimes. What was that? Co-create. All right. So what is Cancer's person thinking about Cancer right now? We have Unfinished Symphony. And what is Cancer's person feeling about Cancer right now? We have Higher Power. And what is Cancer's person's intentions towards Cancer right now? We have To the Sea. Okay. And then we have Round and Round, which I always associate kind of with like a mental, like, especially here, it's like on this person's face. It's like round and round and round. Like, it's like your person has like neurological, like, grooves that are so ingrained that maybe tell them like that they can't trust anybody or something like that. And it's like when their heart starts to like sort of like expand out and feel like they can, and they start to be like hopeful for the future, it's almost like their mind sort of starts spinning and sort of like blocks it for them or something like that. So let's get more. Oh, I said I wasn't going to talk. Okay, wait. What is Cancer thinking? What is Cancer's person thoughts about Cancer right now? We have the Empress. In this deck, it's called Fertility. And what is Cancer feeling? We have two. I just want one. Okay. What is Cancer feeling for their person right now? We have the Sacral Chakra. And what is Cancer's person's intentions towards Cancer? It's two. What are Cancer's person's intentions towards Cancer? We have the Throat Chakra, but it was kind of like flipping out in reverse here. So, okay. And then we have the Devil, Temptation on the bottom of the deck. Okay. And then let's just clarify, and then we're going to get going here, I promise. So, what is Cancer thinking about their person right now? We have the High Priestess. Hold on. What is Cancer? This person thinking about Cancer right now. The Queen of Wands. Okay. And what, excuse me, what is Cancer's person feeling towards Cancer right now? We have the Three of Swords. And the Two of Cups. And what is Cancer's person's intentions? We have the King of Pentacles. Oh, that was two, really. It was Strength and the Queen of Swords. What is Cancer's person's intentions towards Cancer right now? I feel like this card is sticking out. Queen of Swords, yeah. Okay. All right. And then we have the Eight of Wands on the bottom of the deck. All right, so this is your person, Cancer. What are they thinking about you? I mean, they're seeing you in a very high light. I mean, a very attractive light. I feel as though they're thinking that, obviously with Unfinished Symphony, like, there's like unfinished business here perhaps, but also they're not necessarily doing anything about it. The fact that it's clarified by the High Priestess, they're definitely, again, this is like their thoughts, and they're definitely heavily thinking about this. It's almost like I have a symphony to finish, but I'm just sitting here, not really doing much. This is kind of reminding me a little bit of the Gemini reading I did. I don't know, like a little bit, but so if there's like signs of that involved, maybe you want to watch that. But she's just, again, it's like the piano is here and she's just like sitting on this egg, like not really moving things forward, which seems to kind of be the case here with this Freedom card. The path is clear if you want it to be. So it's like, I feel like they do want it to be, but at the same time, they're scared of the path clearing up. It's like they want to imagine that there's all these obstacles in between you, when really the only obstacle is their own mind here. It's like maybe they're, with the High Priestess, it's almost like they're interpreting certain things as like signs that it's not going to work out. But I feel like it's almost like they're kind of creating like a monster under the bed, like for themselves about this connection, when there really necessarily isn't one. I think the monster under the bed that they've created is really a manifestation of their own fears, that like they could really, like, they see you as like an ultimate person here, with the Empress being clarified by the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands, you know, is hot, a little hottie here. Like, obviously, they're very physically attracted to you. We also have the sacral chakra here for how they feel about you. So that's, like, obviously very clear. But also with this particular Empress has, like, a green light in her heart chakra. Like, it's like her heart chakra is being highlighted. And also her mind, there's, like, a circle. And then there's a circle around her, like, torso, her whole upper body. It's like, I feel like they think that you're the whole package, like, kind of a thing. It's like they could almost be telling themselves like that you deserve better than them, even though it feels like you really want them, and you're interpreting their silence as like insensitivity, and like, how do you just like fucking detach from this connection? How do you just like, you know, basically like what's the secret? How do you do it? Because like, I fucking can't, buddy. Like, really, like, what is the secret? I wish I could. I feel like you could almost even be thinking like sometimes like that you wish you maybe even never met this person, because it's like you feel like this love that you can't ignore. It's like really deep within you. And again, like I said, you're kind of trying to see the benefit maybe of all the ways you've grown and learn how to like expand your heart and things like that, which I feel like your person kind of realizes here somehow. And you know, like you're almost like maybe like wishing, like I was saying, that you never met this person, just because like you can't deny like the way that you feel, and you're like, how are you doing it? Like, please, like I was saying, like, tell me your secret, because like I literally can't. But yeah, oh, that song. Anyway, so yeah, like they're thinking, I think that, I feel like they're somehow like seeing signs that like it's not meant to be or something like that. I don't know, like I know that sounds weird, but like I really feel like that. They're trying to maybe justify their absence in your life by saying that, by telling themselves that like it's for the best for you or something like that. Like they're being noble, like they're trying to like spin it as some like noble sacrifice or something like that, when in reality they're just scared. Like I feel like, you know what I mean? So I mean, unless like they really are like a terrible person that could like, you know, would really like has like bad intentions toward you. But again, if they did that, I don't think they'd be making, if they were that person in actuality, I don't think they'd be trying to make a noble sacrifice to like better your own life. I think the fact that they're even thinking that shows that they're not like as terrible as they think they are, something like that. But yeah, it's almost like they feel like they're not going to be like on your level or be able to measure up to you or something like that. So moving on to their feelings, there's a lot about like, because we have the higher power card here and like the high priestess. So I feel like I was saying, like about the signs and stuff like that, it's like it's almost like the feelings that they have for you unlock some sort of like fears and pain in them. And here again, we have like this Three of Swords with, it's like a sword going through her heart. Maybe they know that they've like upset you. And with the higher power in the Three of Swords, again, you could have like a sort of spiritual connection, because even this higher power is next to the sacral chakra, which is all about like the center of your feelings and things like that. So it's almost like maybe this spiritual connection has given them some insight into how you feel, whether you've actually told them that. Oh, I just realized she's holding her heart and there's more swords here. So it's like your person's almost thinking like, if your heart's not in the equation, like it can't get hurt. Like if I'm separated from my heart, like look, I have this sword in my heart and it's like not even, sorry, I know I just didn't finish my last thought, but I just realized that and saw it and I had to like speak on it. But it's almost like if there's no heart in there, like it's just hollow, the sword goes through, it's like you barely feel it or something like that. I don't know, I feel like they're trying to keep themselves separated from their heart. I never noticed that, like she was holding her own heart in her hand here. So now that I'm looking at it, I feel like it's almost like that. But it's like I feel like even despite the fact that they're sort of trying to keep their heart separate from themselves or something like that, it's like they're still feeling the burn. This heart's on fire with swords in it. It's like they can still feel like the pain. And like I was saying, maybe with the higher power, if you feel like you do have a spiritual connection and you're energetically connected, like, and you feel like they can feel your pain or something like that, or maybe this is them kind of, this is like the sign that they're like using to justify the fact that like they shouldn't like be in your life, but they're not maybe realizing that their absence is what causes you pain and not necessarily like things that they've done, although there could have been some harsh words spoken here that sort of did cause you a little pain, or a lot with the Three of Swords, let's be real. But how are they feeling? It's like we have the Two of Cups and the Three of Swords. It's like love, but pain. Like love is pain, pain is love. And maybe that's like their whole mentality. It's like this is like kind of getting them in their sacral chakra. This is like the core of their feelings and their sexuality, like, you know, and it's like this motivation to come towards you, like this sexual desire for you. But it's also there's almost like a vibe of like friendship, because they had the 11th house here coming through, and that's like a card of friendship, but just like a very good partnership. It's almost like they could see that it could work out and that the feelings are real, and it's almost like serving, like I was saying, to like manifest like bad thoughts and feelings for them instead of good ones. It's like unlocking all their fears or something like that. So again, like I always say, when you get sort of like a rougher reading like this, it could just be like one of those cycles. And even with to the sea, I'm thinking of waves, where it's like maybe things are going good and then it's like they go back down. So it's like I would just maybe take a break from readings for a little bit, check back in a few days, and you know, oh, they're in like kind of a weird energy right now, let me like, you know, check this later, focus on yourself for a little bit. That's just my advice, but take it or leave it. But they're definitely like, the feelings are here. It's just not, it's just also stirring up a lot of fears in them. And it's like they equate love with pain, and the fact that they feel love for you, I think, really like makes them scared, and they're looking for any, it's like their fear response is triggered, fight or flight, or freeze or whatever it is. I feel like at this point, what am I really getting from this? I'm getting like being frozen. I'm getting a freeze, the freeze more so than the fighting, and maybe a little bit of flight, but I'm not really seeing stuff about like, well, maybe with To the Sea, it's almost like with now, let me just talk about this, like To the Sea, it's almost like their heads down, the throat chakras in reverse. It's almost like they're like, this is just for the best. Like it's like almost like they're sailing away with a heavy heart, like, or something like that. Like maybe they're deciding to like focus on their career here with the King of Pentacles. Like I'm better off just like focusing on like these sorts of things right now. And then we have the Queen of Swords here. It's like maybe they're even telling themselves that you are mad at them, or like you have like some resistance to them, when in reality I feel like it truly is them. I feel like if anything, you're like, you've just accepted that you feel this way about your person. And like while I was saying like you kind of can like get in your comfort zone and sort of like get comfortable there or something, try to like look for the positive in this situation, and realize all the things you've learned about yourself. The Queen of Swords is someone who's been through a lot of hard things in their life, but ultimately uses it to fortify herself and strengthen herself. And I don't know, like with the King of Pentacles being here. Oh, but what I was saying was, I don't think that you're necessarily in the energy that your person thinks that you're in. It's almost like maybe they kind of dipped out for a while and now they think you're going to be mad at them or something like that. And I think they're also kind of thinking about rushing back in. The Eight of Pentacles, or I'm sorry, the Eight of Wands was on the bottom of the deck too. So it's like, I feel like they're scared of that happening too. Maybe their intentions are just sort of to like, oh, like feel bad about themselves, if I'm being honest. Well, if I can't provide this person like with the really like solid, stable foundation that they need or something like that, like I might as well just like leave. Or maybe they think this is you sort of sailing away sad, and like it's like they, again, they do want, I do see that they do want to like be there for you in some sort of a way and be some sort of stable presence in your life. They just doubt that they're able to do that. Maybe they doubt that you're just like gonna pull the rug out from under them and show yourself to be a sort of Queen of Swords, like the shadow side of the Queen of Swords energy, at the end of the day, where like the Queen of Wands is very warm. It's Leo energy, warm, playful, romantic sort of an energy. It's like then they see you turning into this queen, excuse me, Queen of Swords, getting this like icy exterior where like you're gonna maybe cut off communication with them. And so they're almost like hanging back first. I don't know. It's just like, I feel like your person's like really confused, really coming from a fear-based energy right now. And it's almost like, I think that they're like almost, they're in like a colder energy right now, where they're like in like a more swords, like cold energy, and like they see you as this like warm person that could bring a lot of vitality to them or something like that, that makes them drawn to you very much so, but at the same time also scares them away. So, oh God, good luck, guys. Just kidding. But let's get a message from their higher self and see like what's going on with them. Why are these like flipped already? Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I don't know what is going on here. These are all out of order. All right. But so are these. What is this? Okay. What would Cancer's person's higher self most want to say to Cancer right now? Oh, I was just thinking about that song where she's like, I fell too fast, I feel too much. I thought that you might have some advice on how to be insensitive or whatever. But it's like, again, I feel like you could be like beating yourself up for being like too loving or too emotional, or what you perceive as too emotional, even though if that's just you, that's okay. So that's just like another message that came through. I think Spirit wants you to know that you're not too emotional or too much of anything. Like clearly your person is recognizing your beautiful heart as like something. So I don't think it's you. I think it's really their fears, and I think Spirit just wants to hammer home that point. It's probably something you hear in a lot of readings, and it's just something that especially if you're a sensitive person. It's like you're probably somebody that doesn't want to like necessarily blame other people. It's like you kind of take the burden on yourself or something like that. So what's a message from your person's higher self? It says, my heart is open to receive love, joy, peace, wealth, and guidance. And I will measure today by how fully present I am. Let me see. And one more. And I listen to the whispers inside my heart. So there's a lot about your person's heart coming through. All of my emotions are part of my human experience. And I think their higher self is coming through, especially with this card being on the bottom of the deck. Like, this is all part of the process. And maybe like whatever pain they're feeling right now or whatever fears are coming up is sort of paving the way for them to kind of clear it out. And like, it's almost like you have to be sometimes in like the darker energy to like get to the like the lighter one. Like the Nine of Swords is a good example of that. Like if you think about the traditional Nine of Swords card, it's like those, you know, clearly a card about anxiety and fear and worrying. And like the swords are all kind of like above her, like stacked up. And it's almost like once you get to the point where you like realize you're at rock bottom and you start climbing up the ladder, it's almost like I feel like their spirit is sent, or their higher self, that's who this is. It's almost like they will like kind of quiet the storm and be able to listen one day or something like that. It's like they have to like stop maybe like looking into the future. I feel like your person looks to the future and gets scared instead of being present. And I feel like your person's higher self is saying like I'm gonna get through to this person, or like we're working on this, or trying to stay present and things like that. I feel like your person could really benefit from just being present and enjoying like the moment and like dealing with whatever issues are like at hand in the present moment, or something like that. All of my emotions are part of my human experience. It's like, again, they're only human and they're doing their best just like you are, you know what I mean? It's like it might be difficult for you to sort of, I don't know, even maybe think that or believe that, I should say. But I feel like they're just going through like a darker time right now somehow. And I feel like the way that you're both like reacting to this time is sort of like a corrosive substance, like going back to this like at the beginning. It's almost like your thoughts or your emotions are sort of like corroding this connection a little bit for the time being. But I feel like, especially for you guys, it's like sometimes you need to like, because it's like, look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. So it's like deep inside of you, there is this love for this person. But also, like, I don't know if you remember me saying this, but at the beginning of the reading, I was saying that there might be some bitterness underneath, and there might be some stuff that you're like almost like afraid to feel and let out, because you feel like it's almost like you're like suppressing your anxiety and whatever like sort of bad feelings you're having. And it's like that's kind of like mixing in with the love and sort of like changing it, like, you know what I mean? So it's best to like get that out and really like, you know, deal with those emotions if you can. And it's okay to be annoyed, it's okay to be mad. Like if you think about that song Insensitive, if you like actually listen to it, and like it's almost like the same kind, it's like there is like a tinge of bitterness. It's also kind of like a little depressed, like a vibe of like depression, and it's like a bitterness, like, oh, like please like tell me how you fucking do it, you know? But I don't know, I feel like there could be some sort of like benefit to like really dealing, like taking a look at that. But yeah, I don't know if I really got into your person's intentions, but I don't feel like their intentions are really to communicate with you at all right now. I feel like they're kind of like off doing their own thing, maybe working on their career. Maybe that's what this is coming out over. This card is coming out over this portion of the reading, because maybe that's what they're sort of like being guided to do by their higher self. And like maybe that is the right thing for them right now, because maybe even if they did come forward, it would only serve to like harm the connection more. I will measure today by how fully present I am. Coming over the feelings. I feel like they're just trying to deal with these like overwhelming emotions as they come, and my heart is open to receive love, joy, wealth, and guidance. It's like I feel like their heart feels for you and they know that, but for whatever reason, it's like working against them right now. All right, so let's get some messages. What would Cancer's person actually want to say to Cancer? I allowed others to distort my perception of you. In this case, I don't know about others, although it could be. I think it's more of like their own fears. How am I able to feel you when you're miles away? Like I was saying, I feel like, and that's funny that that's coming out right here where I was saying, like, if you guys have some sort of energetic connection, it's like maybe they know that they've caused you pain. And again, it's like they're trying to do this like self-sacrificing, like noble thing where they're like, but they project all their fears onto you. And again, it's like, when you love somebody, I mean, technically, like, it's like love is pain in a way. Like it's on like the same, if your heart is involved, like you can feel pain about it. If it's something that you don't really care about, obviously you're not going to feel pain about it. And clearly you have like a deep love for your person. And if like things happen where like things don't seem to be going well, of course you're going to be disappointed and feel correspondingly sad. And maybe they can feel that, and they just don't want you to feel that way. And they feel by taking themselves out of the equation, you won't anymore. My heart is literally broken. Okay, like, I've never met anyone who had the same heart as me. It blows my mind how caring and kind you are. And I think that right there, you're so beautiful, it hurts. Again, this like love is pain. You're so beautiful, it hurts. It's like there's love and pain all like intermingled here. Like it's kind of interesting. But it's like there is this recognition, and maybe it's like they're more sensitive. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I think this is coming through for you to see this. I've never met, well, obviously it's a message to you, but like, I feel like spirit really wants you, or maybe their higher self, or they, whoever, it's like, they have the same heart as you. It's like they have the same capacity for love. And it's like, but they also maybe have a greater capacity for fear. Look what I just cut to is what's in my head, actual guidance or wishful thinking. It's like their fears are kind of over, like running the show right at this moment. So it's like, just try to like, if you can be patient, if you want to, like, you know what I mean? But if you're thinking it's because that they don't feel anything for you, I don't think that's what it is. It's like, they're like on the same like heart level as you, but it's just like working against them right now. And I'm sure you understand what that feels like if you are such a sensitive person and such a deeply caring person, like as your person sees you, caring and kind person, it's like the heart, yes, it's a great gift to be so sensitive and understanding and loving, but it also can work against you, and you can feel emotions like a lot more intensely, the bad ones too. You're the only one I could commit to, duh, Big Sean. So it's like, again, like they see you with this, you know, Empress and Queen of Wands. Like, I think if they were gonna commit to someone, or if they do envision their life with somebody, it's like you, it's someone like you. It's like you have everything that they want with the Empress coming through. Sorry, one fall on the floor. I never decided to trust you and love you. One day I just realized you snuck in there somehow. And again, I don't think they were like expecting that. I don't think that they really ever thought that they could trust or love somebody for whatever reason. And it kind of just like surprised them, and they looked around, and I think it like scared the shit out of them and caused them to sort of like have this knee-jerk reaction of like, ooh, and like maybe cutting off communication with you or whatever happened here. I want to fix this, but your ferocity scares me. I can see clearly now. You keep such a nice home. Okay, that's like a random one, but all right. Maybe I just wanted to shout you out for that. And then look, I'm so sorry. So like, it's like they're feeling bad. And then the more time that goes on, it's like they maybe run away, and then the guilt comes on, and then they feel like a terrible person. And then it's just like, then they, you know, like I said, they manifest this monster that kind of turns into you, but they're projecting, it's like their own fears that they're projecting onto you. Like, I don't see that you're really like, I'm not really picking up anger from you. I'm just kind of picking up like not hopelessness, but like an acceptance, but kind of like, all right, like, you know, if anything, it's just like a sad, wistful kind of a feeling. So anyway, they're kind of making you out to be this like ferocious Queen of Swords, maybe that's gonna cut them with your words or something, but I don't think that's really the case. But also they are seeing you as a caring and kind person, so it's like they're just confused. I feel like they're not seeing things clearly, but I feel like this is coming through to be like, let them go through this little maze that they're in, and they'll come out and be able to see clearly or something. So all right, guys, sorry about that. I know that was a little bit rough, but and confusing maybe the way I was saying it, but look, I can't wait to kiss you again. I saw that underneath that. So it's like, I feel like they do have high hopes for things. It's just that they're in kind of like a tougher energy right now. So
Thank you guys so much if you're still here after 40 minutes. God bless. I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye.